The phone slipped from my hand, clattering onto the kitchen floor like a gunshot in the dead of night. My son's voice echoed in my head, cold and final. Dad, Mom's will is clear. You get nothing. Not a dime from her $160 million. It's all going to me and the charities she loved. I stood there, the world tilting, my chest a furnace of rage and disbelief. The cheap linoleum under my bare feet felt like ice, and the fluorescent light buzzed overhead like a swarm of angry bees. How could Elena do this? After 20 years of marriage, the fights, the reconciliations, the shared dreams shattered by her affair. Nothing? And my own flesh and blood, delivering the blow with the precision of a knife. I bent down, fingers trembling as I retrieved the phone. Alex, I rasped, my voice barely above a whisper. You're sure? The lawyer read it to you. He paused, and in that silence, I heard the lie before he spoke it. Yeah, Dad. Sorry. It's over. Sorry. The word tasted like ash. I hung up, slamming my fist into the counter, the pain shooting up my arm a welcome distraction from the hollow ache in my gut. Humiliation burned through me. Me, the man who'd built her empire from nothing, reduced to scraping by on a mechanic's wage while she lounged in her mansion with her new lovers. And now, even in death, she spat on me from the grave. That night, sleep evaded me like a guilty conscience. I paced the cramped apartment, the walls closing in with memories. Elena's laughter, sharp and mocking during our last fight. You were always too weak, Mark. Too ordinary. I'd swallowed it then for Alex's sake. But now, the resentment festered, twisting into something darker. I imagined her will, that pristine document, her signature looping like a noose. Why cut me out entirely? We'd divorced amicably, or so I thought. No, this reeked of manipulation. Alex had always been her shadow, echoing her ambitions, her cruelties. At 25, he was already a rising star in her tech firm, slick and ambitious. Had he whispered in her ear during her final months, battling cancer? Dad doesn't deserve it, Mom. He's moved on. By dawn, denial cracked like thin ice. I called the lawyer myself, my heart pounding as if I were dialing a bomb squad. Mr. Hargrove's voice was polished oak, steady and reassuring. Mr. Thompson. Lena's will. You're the primary beneficiary. The bulk of the estate, approximately $160 million after taxes and bequests, goes to you. Alex receives a nominal sum, $15. It's symbolic, I suppose. $15. The number hit like a slap. Symbolic of what? Betrayal. I gripped the phone, knuckles white. But Alex said. Hargrove interrupted gently. Perhaps a misunderstanding. Come by the office tomorrow. We'll sort it. Misunderstanding. Oh, this was deliberate. Alex had lied, bold as brass, hoping I'd slink away in defeat. Why? Greed pure and simple. He wanted it all, the money, the power, the legacy. My son, the boy I'd taught to ride a bike, to stand up for himself, had become a viper. Heartbreak clawed at me, mingling with fury. How long had this poison been brewing? I pictured him in her hospital room, her frail hand in his, murmuring suggestions. Dad's fine without it. Let me carry on your work. Obsession took root then, a cold seed in my chest. I wouldn't confront him, not yet. Let him think I'd bought the lie. Revenge whispered in my ear. Make him pay. But how? The thought thrilled and terrified me. Was I capable of it? Me, the ordinary man. The next day, Hargrove's office smelled of leather and old money, the kind Elena had chased relentlessly. Sunlight filtered through heavy drapes, casting long shadows across the mahogany desk. Hargrove, silver-haired and impeccably suited, slid the will toward me. See for yourself. I scanned the pages, the legalese blurring until I hit the clause. To my ex-husband Mark Thompson, I bequeath the remainder of my estate. And then, to my son Alexander Thompson, the sum of $15, as a reminder of the cost of betrayal. My breath caught. Betrayal. Whose? Hers. Mine. Or Alex's? Hargrove cleared his throat. Elena amended this 6 months ago after. Well, she mentioned discovering something about Alex. Financial irregularities at the company. The pieces clicked like tumblers in a lock. Alex had been embezzling. Elena found out, cut him off in the will as punishment. But instead of confessing, he'd tried to steal it from me with a lie. Guilt flickered in me. Had I failed as a father, raising a monster? No, push it down. Focus on the anger, the humiliation of his casual dismissal. Dad, you get nothing. As if I were trash. I signed the papers, my hand steady despite the storm inside. Outside, the city buzzed. Horns blaring, pedestrians rushing like ants. I felt detached, a predator watching prey. First step, play along. Let Alex believe his ruse worked. I called him that evening, voice laced with feigned defeat. Hey kid. I talked to the lawyer. You're right, nothing for me. Silence stretched. Then his relief poured out like cheap wine. I'm sorry, Dad. Mom was complicated. But hey, I'll take care of you. Send you some cash once it's settled. Liar. The words burned my tongue, but I swallowed them. Thanks, Alex. Means a lot. We chatted about mundane things. His job, the weather, while my mind raced. Sensory details assaulted me. The faint scent of his cologne from our last visit, the way his eyes darted when he lied as a kid. Now amplified. I ended the call, pouring a whiskey, the amber liquid swirling like my thoughts. Revenge needed planning. Subtle. Make him suffer as I had. Slowly, inescapably. Days blurred into a haze of quiet calculation. I moved into Elena's mansion, my mansion now, under the pretense of helping Alex sort her things. The place was a mausoleum of luxury. Marble floors echoing my footsteps, crystal chandeliers tinkling like distant bells, the air thick with her perfume, ghostly and accusatory. Alex greeted me at the door. His smile too wide, eyes too bright. Dad, glad you're here. This place is overwhelming. We hugged, and I felt the tension in his shoulders, the subtle flinch. But he suspected nothing yet. As we boxed her belongings, tension simmered beneath the surface. I'd catch him eyeing her jewelry, her art collection. Mine now, though he didn't know. Mom had great taste, he'd say, fingers lingering on a diamond necklace. I'd nod, resentment coiling. Inner conflict gnawed. This was my son. But betrayal cut deep. One evening, over takeout in the cavernous kitchen, he probed. So, what did the lawyer say exactly? I shrugged, forcing casualness. Just confirmed it. All to you and charities. His relief was palpable, a soft exhale. But doubt crept in my own. Was this moral? Plotting against blood. Fantasies intruded. Exposing him publicly, watching his world crumble. Or something darker, financial ruin, isolation. Fear mixed with resolve. One wrong move and I'd lose everything. Subtle hints emerged. I accidentally left will drafts around, altered to show him as heir. He'd glance at them, greed flashing in his eyes. Conversations revealed cracks. Mom always said you were too soft for business, Dad. Suppressed rage boiled, but I smiled. Maybe she was right. Inside, obsession grew. Nights poring over company records. Hargrove slipped me. Alex had siphoned millions, covered tracks poorly. Evidence mounted like storm clouds. Moral grayness haunted me. Elena's will was her revenge. Mine would be colder. One night, thunder rumbled outside as we sat in the study, fire crackling. Alex poured scotch, his hands steady. Dad, about the will. Feel bad. Let me set up a trust for you. Manipulation dripped from his words. Heartbreak surged. This from the boy who'd cried in my arms after nightmares. No need, I said, voice even. But inside, cold resolve hardened. The plan crystallized. Use the evidence to turn the tables. Not just take the money, make him beg. Suspense built in quiet moments. A locked drawer in Elena's desk yielded letters. Alex's pleas for forgiveness after she confronted him. Mom, it was a mistake. Don't cut me out. She'd refused. My guilt ebbed, he deserved this. As weeks passed, I feigned depression, withdrawing, letting him taste victory. He'd host parties, strutting like the heir apparent. I'd watch from shadows, planning the strike. The gala was Elena's final wish, a charity event in her honor, black tie opulence in the ballroom of our estate. Crystal glasses clinked like conspiratorial whispers, laughter echoing off gilded walls. I mingled in my rented tux, the fabric stiff against my skin, a mask of congeniality hiding the predator within. Alex, resplendent in bespoke silk, worked the room like a king, accepting condolences and toasts. To Elena's legacy, he'd say, eyes gleaming with unspoken triumph. I watched him, heart pounding with anticipation. Tonight the slow burn ignited. Inner turmoil raged as I sipped champagne, bubbles fizzing like my nerves. Was this justice or vengeance? Elena's will had been poetic. $15, the price of a Judas kiss perhaps. Mine would be symphonic. I'd invited Hargrove, ostensibly for legal closure. Subtle foreshadowing. Earlier I'd confided in Alex about financial woes, planting seeds of overconfidence. Now, as guests swirled in designer gowns, the atmosphere thickened with unspoken tension. A string quartet played, notes hanging heavy like storm air. Alex pulled me aside near the grand staircase, marble cool underfoot. "Dad, you okay? You look distant." His concern felt feigned, eyes scanning for eavesdroppers. "Just missing her," I lied, voice cracking authentically. Heartbreak wasn't all pretense. We shared a moment, father and son, fractured. Then doubt hit. Could I forgive? No. Betrayal's scar ran too deep. Hargrove arrived, briefcase in hand. His presence a subtle omen. We convened in the study mid-event. Doors closed against the muffled revelry. Alex frowned. "What's this about?" Hargrove spread papers on the desk, lamplight casting dramatic shadows. "Final reading of the will as per Elena's instructions. Publicly, but we'll do it here first." Alex paled slightly but recovered. "Sure. Dad knows already." As Hargrove read, the words hung like daggers. "To my son Alexander, $15. Alex's face drained of color, eyes widening in shock. "What? That's not." He turned to me, fury dawning. "You knew." I met his gaze, cold resolve stealing me. From the start. The room spun with tension. Outside, laughter mocked us. He lunged for the papers, but Hargrove held firm. "There's more. Evidence of embezzlement. Elena documented it all." Alex's denial crumbled. "It was a loan. She forgave me." I stepped forward, voice low and venomous. "You tried to steal from me. Your own father." Humiliation mirrored mine in his eyes. Guests would soon know. Obsession peaked. This was the payoff, watching him squirm. But twist came swift. Alex laughed, bitter and broken. "You think this is revenge? Mom's betrayal was worse. She wasn't my mother." The words jolted me. "What?" He pulled a letter from his pocket. Elena's confession, hidden. "I found out last year. You're not my father. Puffer. I embezzled to hurt her like she hurt me." Heartbreak exploded anew. "Not my son." Genetic betrayal layered on deceit. Guilt flooded, had I sensed it. Pushed him away subconsciously. Rage shifted against Elena for this final knife. Alex's eyes pleaded. "Dad, Mark, I lied about the will to protect you. Thought if you got nothing you'd move on, not get tangled in her mess." Manipulation or truth? Morally gray. His actions now reframed. But too late. I exposed him that night, whispering to key guests. His reputation shattered like glass, the gala dissolving into whispers. In the aftermath, alone in the mansion, poetic justice tasted bitter. Alex vanished. $15 his only inheritance. I inherited all: wealth, loneliness, doubt. Was revenge worth the void? The twist. A paternity test confirmed he was mine. Elena's letter. Forged by Alex in desperation. Ultimate betrayal. Cold resolve lingered, but so did guilt. Revenge's price. A hollow empire.